Damn, this guy looks fire.
Welcome to Autobot Arcade.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Autobot Arcade here, bringing you another Transformers review. This time we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Age of the Primes Deluxe Class Firelight. But before we get into the review, don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Autobot Arcade and Autobot Arcade Reviews. And now, let's get into this review. Starting off with the packaging as usual, on the front of the box we have that nice window to see the figure, with some nice artwork down the side and the Transformers Age of the Primes logo on the bottom. On the first side of the box we have the continuing image of all 13 Primes. On the back of the box we have the character in both his robot mode and his vehicle mode, sporting his weapons as well. And on the final side of the box we have a nice picture of the combined Superion. And here he is out of the box. But before we take a closer look at him, who is Firelight?
Fireflight is a member of the Autobot subgroup called the Aerialbots, who form together to become the combiner known as Superion. He is brave but reckless, and not the greatest pilot of the Aerialbots. He is easily distracted, absorbed in the beauty of flight, and enthusiastic about aerial exploration. But this can sometimes lead him to forget his missions, formations, or basic safety, and has been known to wander off mid-battle due to seeing something more interesting. He has advanced aerial senses, useful for recon, and he carries a photon displacer rifle, which emits distortion beams that confuse optics. Overall, he is brave, loyal, and a true Autobot at his spark.
And here he is in robot mode. And he's looking okay. He's pretty cool. He's basically just the same figure that we got for Slingshot, with a remolded chest and a different head sculpt and cone piece for the jet mode. But other than that, he's basically the same. Taking a closer look at him, he's mainly reds and whites, and he does have some blue on him as well. And looking all the way around, the kibble management that we had an issue with on Slingshot is still here, as it is basically just the same figure. However, with this figure, it's a lot more, the plastic is a lot more gummier, which makes it sort of difficult to tab it in when transforming or untab it when transforming it back. And it just seems to move and bend in a weird way. I don't know whether that's just my copy or whether that's all of the copies, but when I opened up this guy and had a look at him, that was one of my first thoughts, and I compared it to Slingshot, who is a much more solid figure and the plastic seems a lot better. And just an example here of me trying to tab it in before we get to transformation, it takes quite a lot of force to actually get it on. I can't explain what's wrong with the plastic, it just seems a bit gummier and harder to use. The other issue I have with this guy is that at the waist, where the two parts of the jet mode detach for in combined mode, is very, very loose. I'll show you it more in the vehicle mode, but it is present here in the robot mode as well. He does wobble about, but again, you'll see that more in the vehicle mode. But taking a closer look at the chest, it does look pretty nice. It is slightly different from Slingshot's. There's some different colors and some different moldings as well. And getting a closer look at that head sculpt, it does look quite nice. It's got that bucket design that they all seem to have, all in white. But then you have the faceplate in grey and some blue for the eyes. And just bringing in Slingshot, you can just see that they are basically the same figure, but the bits I pointed out, the chest and the head, are the big differences, and in vehicle mode the cones are different as well. Inside the box, as usual, we get the instruction manual, and as for accessories, we get these two. These are the same weapons that came with Slingshot. They are just cast out of a black plastic, no paint on them whatsoever, but they got some nice detailing. Double-barreled gun, looks pretty cool, but there's not really that much going on with it. And you do get two of them, one to go on either arm or hand. And if we bring in the figure, then we can take either weapon and use the port on them, and we can use the hole on the side of the arms to attach them like this, or they can alternatively go into the hands just like this. Personally, I think the side of the arm looks pretty cool, but either way, once you have them on him, he's weaponed up and ready to go. For articulation, the head is very stiff with the gummy joints, but it can spin all the way around. The arms come out this far, go all the way around. There you can spin at the upper arm, and due to transformation there is a double jointed elbow, but no wrist articulation. The waist can spin all the way around, and the legs can come out this far, back this far, and forwards this far. They can spin at the upper leg and bend at the knee, and there's some nice ankle rockers as well. For some robot mode size comparisons, here he is next to the Transformers Rise of the Beast Bumblebee, the Transformers Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime, the Gamer Edition Ratchet, the G1 Commander Class Optimus Prime, some of his Aerialbot brothers. We have Air Raid and Slingshot, and we have the Commander Class Silverbolt, and these guys are all looking awesome next to each other. We have the New Age Optimus Prime, and for some other types of figures we have the Marvel Legends Sam Wilson Captain America, as well as the Star Wars Black Series Shaq T. But without further ado, let's get down to transformation. And here he is in jet mode, and he looks pretty cool. Again, he's very similar to Slingshot. Apart from that nose cone, he looks basically the same. He's mainly just red. He does have some white highlights, and there's some blue on him as well, which does break up the red because it is quite a lot of red. But it is quite nice to see a different main color used, as the rest of the Aerialbots are a lot of grays and blacks and whites. So the red does definitely stand out against the team. If you look really carefully, you can see the split down the middle of the jet where he will separate for the combined mode, and we will talk about that in a minute. But just a quick glance at him, he does have some nice sculpted details on him as well. Let's get in for a closer look. And here he is with a hands-on closer up look, and he does look quite nice really. He's got this black stripe going down the middle of him and some silver for the cockpit as well, which is nice. And we can see some blue and yellow on the wings, along with the Autobot logo on either side. And for that tail fin, he does have some silver with some more blue and yellow as well, which is nice. The feet are just hanging out right there, and they are black, so it does stand out a bit. But flipping to the underside, he doesn't look too bad. You can't really tell too much that he's a robot. And on the back of the head, you can flip down this little bit, which is the wheel, which does support him slightly so he doesn't wobble all over the place, but it doesn't actually roll, which would be nice, but it is just a deluxe figure. The big problem with this guy though is that massive split down the middle of him. Just picking him up and just flying him about, he wobbles, and you can really see it here. Yes, I am actually moving the pieces, but it shouldn't be able to do this in the first place. Slingshot didn't really do this. There was a little bit of a give, but not really anything like this at all. I think it's to do with the plastic. It seems like a lower quality plastic compared to Slingshot, so that is quite annoying. But when you get this figure, you're probably going to have him in order to display him as Superion, so he will be split up anyway, so you won't notice it. But if we bring in the accessories, then we can just use the ports on the underside of the wings to attach the guns into, just like this, and then he's all weaponed up and ready to fly over some Decepticons and take them out. For some vehicle mode size comparisons, here he is next to the Transformers Rise of the Beast Bumblebee, Transformers Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime, the Gamer Edition Ratchet, the G1 Commander Class Optimus Prime, some of the other aerial bots, we have Air Raid and Slingshot, and we have the Leader, Silverbolt, and for some other types of figures we have the New Age Optimus Prime, the Marvel Legends Sam Wilson Captain America, and the Star Wars Black Series Shaq-T. And that's a wrap on our review of the Transformers Age of the Primes Deluxe Class Firelight. Overall, he's an okay figure, basically just Slingshot with a few remolded pieces and a different colour scheme. He looks okay, but the plastic isn't that great, and there is some wobbly bits that waste or the split down the middle of the jet mode, which is quite frustrating considering the price of these guys. But when he's all combined with the rest of them to create Superion, I'm sure he'll look fine on the shelf. But before he flies around and starts lighting fires everywhere, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, click the subscribe button if you want to see more Transformers reviews, and if you did enjoy the video, why not leave a comment down below, tell me whether your version of this figure is just as gummy as mine, and until next time, transform and roll out.